What's up, everybody? How's it going? Travis here. And woo! Let me tell you, this week has been crazy. It's been a crazy week, you guys. We have experienced this winter storm, okay? And I've been seeing it all over my feed. Friends in Dallas, friends in San Antonio, friends in Corpus. I mean, everybody. It's cold in Texas. At one point, I saw that Texas was actually colder than Alaska. I mean, think about that. Texas, Alaska. Alaska's like up there, up north. And Texas is closer to the equator, closer to the warmer stuff. But that is not necessarily the case. My buddy Cody posted something and I was just laughing. He said, "We had our 7-day free trial of Alaska and we don't want it. Take it back," you know. Cody, if you're listening, I love you. I was just laughing so much at that. But we're at this moment in time and I just wanted to catch some thoughts that are relevant and just give you guys a life update on everything. And if you've kind of been keeping up with this, then, you know, you might already know what's going on, but then I'm going to give you some live updates as well. So like I said, in the middle of a winter storm, I got to see snow. And snow, I think I can count on my hand the amount of times that it has snowed in the Houston area, okay? Like up north, Odessa and North Texas, they'll get some snow sometimes in Dallas. But us, we don't typically get snow. But I walked outside on Monday to a winter wonderland, okay? They told me it was going to be happening, and I'm like, man, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, Monday I saw it. And it was fun, you know? I mean, people were generally excited to see all of the snow, and it was great. But after the snow, I would say after the snow had melted, but the snow was still there. But after the amazement and the wonder of experiencing the white fluffy stuff, we soon realized that there were some more nuances to this winter storm that weren't as fun. Things like ice on the roads, people sliding around. I mean, I saw the pile up in Fort Worth. It just breaks your heart, all of the cars sliding around, because unlike the people up north, us Texans don't put on snow tires. I mean, we don't even prepare for the kind of cold that we experienced during this time. And that leads me to the power going out. I mean, you guys, I had been seeing that power was out in a bunch of different places, and I hadn't experienced it on Sunday or Monday, and Tuesday even. I mean, Tuesday, I was doing good. But Wednesday morning, I woke up, and at 8 a.m., it finally happened. I saw the electricity flickered on and off, and my buddy was with me because he had lost power at his side of town. And we looked at each other and we were like, oh no. And the power went back up and I was scrambling to do my last few things with power. And, about 9 a.m. power went out at the apartment. And so it was an interesting situation. I remember a time where the internet and social media wasn't as big of a deal as it is now. You know, obviously, growing up, we had MySpace and things like that. I was there for the infancy of Facebook, just to kind of think about that when it was, exclusively for colleges, and then it started branching out a little bit more. And I mean, how many of y'all remember AIM? Okay, AIM was it. You would go chat your friends on AIM, and I remember being in high school or whatever, and you'd be, our middle school especially, you'd be chatting with people. If there was a girl that you liked, a cute girl or whatever, you'd be chatting on AIM, into the wee hours of the night. And it was just different then, it was just different. But I was talking with my buddy about it, as kind of a generation that remembers pre-internet. And it's like, man, what did I do when I wasn't checking my phone every 5 minutes, which is what I do now. And I actually, am trying to correct that somewhat. But like we did stuff. I remember I was in a band. I had always wanted to be in a band growing up. And I finally got to start my band, and we weren't on Instagram all the time. Instagram, wasn't even a thing. I don't even think I got an Instagram or an iPhone until probably 2012. I mean, back then I was rocking my flip phone or the BlackBerry. Now, the BlackBerry, that was a cool phone. I was just there for a lot of the releasing of a lot of this stuff, But I was kind of talking with my buddy, and I was remembering those times, and I said, man, I wonder if we would have had as much fun with the band in high school if Instagram was a thing, as we're more distracted these days. It's just a very interesting thought. But you guys, I really tried to be productive with the power out. So, it's Wednesday, it's about 9 a.m., the power goes out, and my buddy's like, hey, we got power back on my side of town, so I'm gonna go over there. And I was like, cool, bro, sounds good. And you guys, I just started writing a bunch of songs, and there was like this passion that came back to me because music, if you don't know this about me, music is a passion of mine. And growing up, I had always wanted to play guitar, but I never really started playing guitar or even doing anything with music until I was like 15 years old, okay? And that's when it hit me like heavy. I was going into high school and I was learning how to play guitar, and I lost a bunch of weight, because I wanted to wear the skinny jeans and stuff. And that was just like my dream, to be in a band. So I ended up, starting my band in high school, and, we had so much fun. It was just really great. And I wanted to use that productive time without power to write some songs. So I ended up writing a couple songs, and I posted them on Instagram, and it just got me so pumped. I was like, man. And I kind of wanted to flush out this big idea that might be good for you listening. Maybe you have something that you do. It's not your day job, but it's your passion project. And I just want to look at somebody in the Bible who's, who we talk about a lot. He's kind of a big deal. And King David, I'm just going to talk about this briefly. But King David, we know him as being a king. King's in front of his name. That's like his main job. I mean, if he didn't do a good job at being a king, he'd be like one of those other kings that we read about that, had a short verse in the book. But he was a good king. And that's kind of why we talk about him. God called him a man after his own heart. But I want to point something out about him that you may not, but you may not have really realized or let it sink in. King David is an interesting guy because he's a warrior king, but he's also a worshiper, a musician. And David's biggest contribution to our Bible, I mean, we read about his story, but he authored all of the Psalms. You think about King David growing up, I mean, he was, he played the harp and stuff, and he played for King Saul, but when he became king, he didn't stop writing songs. He actually kept on doing it. And it wasn't the main thing that he did, right? Like if he didn't write any songs and he just led the kingdom, that would have been enough. But it was his passion, it was his passion project. And that passion project was actually super prophetic. It actually spelled out Jesus and the Messiah and all of these things, But it was from a place of passion. It was something that he loved to do. It was his passion project, and the Lord was able to use it, even though it wasn't required for his job description. And you might have something that you do that you get really pumped about, and it's a passion project. And I just want to encourage you, hey, you don't know when you get to heaven what your biggest contribution is going to be. If it's going to be your day job, or if it's going to be your passion project, or if it's going to be the family that you raise. You might not get a lot of accolades and stuff for it, but you should do it. You should keep on doing it. So I just kind of want to encourage you with that biblical example. I also wanted to give you guys a miracle that recently happened to me, okay? So my computer, my 2012 MacBook Pro, okay, this thing is faithful. And I got it as a graduation present when I graduated Bible college, Texas Bible Institute. Shout out. My mom wanted to give me a laptop, and I told her I wanted a MacBook Pro. Okay, you guys, and it's an expensive computer, but that's what all the creative people were using to make cool stuff. And I was getting hired to be on the media team, and I just really wanted to do a good job and fit in and stuff. So I wanted an Apple computer. And my mom kind of went out of her way. You know, she spent a little bit of money on this 2012 13-inch MacBook Pro. And I'm just like so grateful for that. But as of recently, Apple has been releasing the updates, okay? And I saw that my computer wasn't supported for the latest version of the OS. And I knew that I couldn't update anymore, so I was just going to kind of use the apps that I had, mainly Logic Pro 9. I'm not on Logic X. I have Logic 9 and Final Cut Pro. Final Cut 10. So I had downloaded an update for my phone, and crazy enough, the phone update. Now, guys, it was a phone update. It wasn't even a computer update, an app update, a software update. It was a phone update. And the phone update that I downloaded, evidently, from the forums that I read, ended up installing this extra file into my libraries. And that extra file would cause all of my projects in Final Cut to not export. I couldn't export anything. And then when I tried to open up Logic 9, it wouldn't open. And I was so frustrated, you guys. So I had given up on my computer. I said, well, I didn't have a time machine backup because as techie as I am, stuff still falls through the cracks because I just don't think about it. I'm a creative. I want to create stuff. I don't want to be techie and geeky. It just when I need to be. That's when I get techie, is when it interferes with my creativity, or when I can leverage technology to be creative. That's when we tag team. That's when we really team up. But I had given up on my computer. I said, well, I'm just not going to be able to do stuff anymore. So I was just making stuff with my phone, just as like a personal challenge. And I have the iPhone 7. That's what I'm rocking now. And hey, it works and is paid for. No complaints. Absolutely love this phone. But I didn't have the capabilities that I'm used to. But you guys, the praise report is this, a very long-winded explanation. But I opened up my laptop and I said, well, let me just give it a shot. And I opened up Final Cut, and lo and behold, it didn't crash. Wow. You can just hear an audience of people cheering. And then I was like, whoa, if Logic is working, maybe Final Cut's working. So I ended up opening up Final Cut, and I exported something, and I just screamed. I was so excited. So anyways, that is my miracle with my computer. I'm so pumped, you guys. But yeah, so that's my life update. Like I said, it's cold. I've been writing songs. Hopefully you continue your passion projects, whatever they are, whatever you got going on. You should keep on doing them, because you never know. You might write a book of the Bible, or animate a book of the Bible or something, that we don't read until we get to the other side. Crazy stuff like that, you guys. And then my computer miracle that happened. Super grateful for that. So anyways, yeah. Thanks you guys for listening to the podcast, for watching the video, and hope you enjoyed this conversation, this life update. Hope you're encouraged, that you're loving your life, that you're chasing your passion projects, and that you're loving Jesus. I'll talk to you guys soon. Enjoy. Thanks for listening.